looked really weird
God.
on the capture. So anyway, we're back.
I did not plan that enough and did not really have enough air in my lungs to pull that off.
You are not a smart man.
I am not a smart man. It's true. I know a few things. Oh, you got the
Suck it, loser!
You got the Achilles tendon hit.
Well, I can die now.
I think that he actually has less life overall than Gale did.
Hard to tell.
It is hard to tell, but I think he does. Alright, this is your best chance to get some of them head swangs. Honestly, you might just want to pancake his head when he does that.
No.
Oh, and he missed it. And got the tail swipe. This is not a good opening to the fight so far, Brandon.
We've done
Bites.
better. I hit the tendon though.
We'll always have that. That was your tendon
We
attempt.
will. That'll be there, right there for us forever.
Yeah, all right. Let's not remember the bad times. Let's remember the good times. Like that time you hit his tendon.
It's not that we have to go back to him. It's that we're not there anymore.
There you go. The way to know if he's going to do the bites is he'll put his legs like right under his head.
Yeah, I'm kind of like his animations for when he's like trying to backpedal away from me are very strange.
Yeah.
They feel a little Uncanny Valley-y for a gigantic stone dragon made out of jello.
It almost feels like they animated him when he was smaller. And then scaled him up.
Maybe. It feels more so like there's like when you write the code right to keep people's feet flat on the ground, and so then when they stand on like really weird angles, their ankles break.
Yes.
It feels a little bit like that. Like there's some sort of like code there that's like trying to do something to him to be like, this is where you need to stand, but like it's not exactly correct. Like there's something about it that's just off. I don't know.
I think that he's actually, and this is going to sound weird just because of how big this room is, I think that he's a little bit too big for this room.
Yeah?
Like, he kind of... So he was on one side of the room. He did his, like, full thing, and he was fucking up against the wall. Like, his last couple of hits went into the wall, I think.
Probably. I mean, this is a fairly impressive room.
That's his downward breath. I actually like this one once you figure out its tricks. Oh, yeah. Damn. Almost had him. Oh, no, don't go for it. Oh, no.
There wasn't really anywhere to go, unfortunately.
Yeah, after you had committed to it, you couldn't really turn around. That's his good opening one, and he should do a breath here.
Thank you. Okay.
That's always disappointing. His tail's a hard read.
It is, but that's pretty true of every dragon boss I think I've ever fought in Dark Souls.
I suspect... Oh, this is his charge. I suspect that his tail probably doesn't have any hard animations on it. It's just like a spring with like... that's just kind of reacting to what he's doing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They probably do it in a couple of spots where it's like, no, we know we want his tail to do this right now, but I think for the most part it's just sort of free-floating.
Well, yeah, like for the tail swipe attack, absolutely. Yeah, like there, but a lot of the times it will just sort of free-float. To a certain degree, anyway.
That's his running forward move. Don't even bother on the ankles. Not worth it. See what I mean? Like, he's already up against the wall, and he still had, like, 3 hits left.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I've been fighting him up against the wall, so...
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Slamming. Think he ends this in a breath? Oh, he didn't. Yeah, what, is that all you got?
Ooh, whoops.
Okay, left, going right. Wow. Now he's gonna land into another breath on it, I think? Oh no, he didn't. I was wrong. I was wrong, Codsworth.
Yes, you were.
Alright, going for them tail hits. Getting sweet damage. Any damage you can get counts,
what?
Man. Oh, that was weird.
You what, mate?
Fucking what, mate?
I'll fucking cut you, I swear on you, mum.
That's another thing, too. They don't give you a second lock-on on this guy, huh? It's just the head.
Yeah, that's got me a little frustrated. I'm going to be totally honest.
That's very uncommon for a beast boss. Most of the time they give you 2 lock-ons for something this large. That's his bite. Ooh. Good dodge. Tail swipe.
Yeah, kind of. I feel like the...
Can I interrupt for a moment? I would actually heal if I were you, just because, like, he does so much damage and you've got the Estus for it. I think that pretty much you're just going to want to stay topped off for this whole fight, just in case he gets you in a combo.
Get the fucking B move.
Yeah. Like, it only takes him, like, one solid combo to get you dead. So,
that's true.
If you can stay, the closer you can stay to full life, I think the better on this fight. Oh, I think you may have... No, you're still good.
This guy's damage is maximum, to be fair.
He does a lot.
Much like Raleigh.
He is...
It's an old meme, sir, but it checks
He's
out.
probably the Brawley of Dragonkind. That's probably fair. I think he's probably the last of his kind as well.
Oh,
just
man.
From war.
Hitting them. Whoa.
I would run away.
Of course there is.
Okay. Now he's back to Sparkle Dragon.
I didn't notice that he wasn't Sparkle Dragon.
Well, now you'll notice that he is.
Okay.
Some of his moves change slightly in this form. I actually thought, with one or two exceptions, I thought that this was a little bit easier to figure out. Oh, biting your face. Missing your face.
That's the dream.
Just a little tiny bit of damage. Probably don't need to heal right now. Like, I think that he might end this with, like, a, No, he doesn't. Okay, you're fine. Some of his breaths now, like, get super empowered with, darkness.
Oh, come on. Yes. Also, the track on his head, maybe this is just because we're up against the wall here, but it's very, not reliable. Ouch.
Like, it breaks a lot? Is that what you're saying?
Like, I feel like I'll point it at his head, but then, like, the butt end of the camera will be like, oh, also, by the way, fuck you, man.
Yeah, I actually noticed that as well.
Okay.
Gotta get that heal, though. Making me so nervous right now. I noticed that, like, it's not your intention, but what's he doing? Backing away is a good idea.
Yes.
Now, I believe...
That one I kind of figured out.
I believe that that's just an Artorias-style power-up. I don't know if it actually, like, has any damage associated with it. I think that he just...
Well, Artorias-style power-up had damage associated with it, so, you know.
Well, I mean, like, I don't think he summons anything that, like, chases you. I think he just gets stronger when he does that.
Oh. Sure.
Alright, he summoned things behind you, I'm 85% sure. Dodged most of them. That's his bites! Oh, so
that one
lucky.
I always just assume is gonna fucking kill me, but it stops short every time.
Yep. Alright, that's fine. You can do that all day. I would just take another hit. He's low and you've got the S's for it.
Yes, we're correct. See how, like, my camera kind of, like, fucking waggles?
Yeah, I am noticing that, yes.
Maybe that's just because his head isn't, like, really a stationary target, and maybe I'm hitting the wall, but...
Oh, he's just coming straight back, I guess.
I mean, whatever, man.
He was like, I did that move, but I got too far away from you.
And now my AI is confused. My poor little dragon AI.
And big fight, big fight. Boom. Ooh. Did he miss you, or did you get a block? I
think
can't
he missed me.
Tell what's going on anymore.
Oh, shit.
Okay, running away was a good call. You're good.
Yes. I am brain, I have the smart.
I big brain am winning again. Alright, getting some more tail hits on him.
Yeah, this is a really dominant strategy.
Hey man, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I'm not gonna fix it. But you know what I mean.
I do. Fights.
Yes.
Fire. Oh, got under him. Nice. Oh, that was a bold drink.
It was, but it got me where I needed to be.
Okay, still in the clear. That's his charge forward move.
All things considered, that one's probably my favorite. It doesn't seem dangerous.
In terms of how much damage it does, yeah.
Well, also if I just dodge through the
coming straight
first
back.
one. Okay. Like that right there, and then he just reaches over me.
Yep. He just keeps going, and you're like, okay, I'm back here, I guess.
Yeah. So, I mean, whatever. I'm not going to argue too loud.
Listen, Midir, you just do what you gotta do, man. Alright, I think this is gonna be his breath. Yep. Not gonna summon the darkness, imp things.
I assume humanities, as it were.
That's probably what the BB humanities
They're pretty
affinity.
purple to be humanities, but something along those lines.
Okay, charging up his moves.
His lasers!
Oh, that probably does have damage associated with it,
yeah,
actually.
fucking explodes.
And bites. Nice chest hits. Uh-oh. Did you do it? Did you do it? Is he down? Nice! Did it!
Nice.
That's another thing I noticed on this guy. It happened to you too, where like suddenly it just clicks, and you're just like, okay.
Well, that's happened to me with a lot of bosses. Usually we'll end an episode, and then we'll be like, we'll be right back. Oh, hey, we beat him in this episode. First try.
I think that was second, but still.
Well, the first that one doesn't really count.
Let's check his soul.
Time for happiness. Yeah, sure. We gotta go talk to a lady, too, which means I have to kill like 1 million
You don't have to. I wouldn't bother.
Okay, good. I'm not going to. It's this one.
Yeah.
One of the Twisted Soul Seepers. Midir, a descendant of archdragons, was raised by the gods, and owing to his immortality, was given the duty to eternally battle the dark, a duty that he would never forget even after the gods perished.
And I think you also got I think it's in your key items.
I thought I looked there, but I didn't see it. It's like a green...
Oh yeah, no, it's not there. I think you're right. It must be in here somewhere.
Yeah.
Let's look nice and slow. Nice and... belch. Nice and slow and careful here.
Yeah.
So there's the... Actually, there's that.
I guess we haven't read this. The namesake spears of the church... Oh, a fragment of the ritual spears once held by the knights. When the spears of the church face duly treacherous foes, this allows them to draw upon former majesty and summon a row of upward thrusting ritual spears. It's gotta be in here.
What was it called? I don't remember.
I don't fucking remember.
You're right, it was green. Well,
it was like a green pretzel.
It might be like a staff or maybe a weapon?
Maybe. It'd probably be a casting thing, wouldn't it?
Probably. Probably not in your swords then.
Yeah. I'm just doing my due diligence. Get off my back, maybe.
No, I don't. Oh well. It's the item that unlocks the covenant.
Ring, maybe?
You going? Oh, there it is.
Oh, that makes sense.
It just straight is the covenant.
A green ornament, a green rusted ornament of young grass, the crest of Princess Philinor. The spears of the church. Spears of the church watch over this princess's slumber, boy's soul. And when the church is compromised by a trespasser, the adjudicator summons them as loyal spirits to eliminate the threat, summoned automatically while this is equipped. Loyal spirits summoned as spears of the church are granted a blessing of protection.
So that's to become the boss.
Right.
That.
I'm gonna plop it on because I think I get a Chivo. No, I don't. Okay.
All right. Whatever.
I guess we should go level up and then fight the final boss?
I think it's time to head to the end of the game.
Was Gale the end of that
DLC? Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So a lot of people are.
I saw those fucking castles in the distance, and I was like, "Oh man, I'm gonna get to go to explore the end of the world castles."
Nope. Well, those were just Lothric. Like you've been there before.
Well, yeah, but they're covered in dust and shit.
No, Gale is the end, and a lot of people were a little bit disappointed about that. They were like, "It's just like somebody you made up." And then, like, he's the final boss that ever, like, we don't face off against like a fucking giant thing. Like, it's just some slave named Gale. Like, really?
Well, I feel like, and while I was fighting him, and you pointed at this out a little bit too, but I feel like he was just like the Well, first off, where the fuck am I going?
Go back a couple of things here. No, areas.
Oh.
Oh,
right. I have to go to the.
It actually might be, now that I'm thinking about it, it might be in the first entry. Flameless Shrine, there it is.
Flameless
or Kiln.
Shrine?
Either one. Kiln will work. You're probably going to get invaded immediately, by the way.
Yeah, I know, I remember. What the fuck was I saying? Yeah, I felt like he was just kind of like, they took the entire DLC from the first one, him and Dark Eater, and they just kind of... Because, like, he did the roar when he did his Wombo combo, which is exactly what...
You mean him and Manus?
Well, the whole fucking DLC. The dragon was Dark Eater, but...
Yeah, that was the dragon's literal name.
Yeah, the dragon
Calamite?
was Calamite, yeah. But, I feel like the other guy was just Artorias, and Manus kind of crushed into one.
Yeah.
They were just like, we'll just take Manus' health pool and then make it Artorias.
So this is a cool bit of imagery.
Yeah, that was
I
a
really
fun
like.
little vista. I enjoyed that.
I really...
Oh, that's... Alright, what is...
Hey, it's just fucking right here.
Ryan the Milkman. And... Arthas.
I really like this fight a lot.
I assume it's going to make me cry.
But not because it's particularly difficult. Because they fucking... This should be the last boss of Dark Souls.
The Soul of Cinder.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Especially after fighting Gale, this guy probably won't be particularly difficult for you. But
he doesn't have a lot of life, but I assume that's because he summons 3 of his friends later on.
He does a couple of cool things that I hope that you don't kill him so fast that we don't get to see.
Ouch.
Woo! There it is.
And now he's just backhanding it?
Nope. He's a completely different boss now. He's now a caster.
Oh, shit! Ow.
And that's what I love about this fight. This fight, right here, right now, this is just all of the players that have ever linked fire.
Oh.
Also, look out for this. He's gonna fucking Kamehameha.
What the fuck?! That was not very nice.
Like, he just can switch between a whole bunch of different, like
character types?
Character types. Right now he's a cat. His opening was like what you are, like vanilla Dark Souls, for lack of a better term. And now he's a caster, and if you just leave him be for a little while, he'll switch to some other cool ones too. Like now, he's a Dex build.
Oh yeah.
I believe that his Dex mode is also a Pyromancer.
Sure, that seems reasonable.
He has a Miracle Caster mode too, where it's just like... This one is the hardest mode, by the way.
Yeah, I'm noticing that. Just doing backflips. Oh yeah, you're right.
And now he's powered himself up.
Oh, good.
Power within, unlocked. And I just, like, it's just exactly right, if you ask me. This is what... Oh, and a Spearman.
I remember disliking Spearman the most.
Like, this is what the last boss of Dark Souls should have been, in my opinion. I just think they nailed it. It's just... Everybody has been linking the fire. Players have been linking the fire. Here's the like, culmination of all of their souls. Just slammed together into one thing. One super boss, the soul of Cinder.
Sure.
He's not dead, though.
Oh yeah, I didn't fucking even for a second think that was...
He's got one more soul that he can call upon, and you might want to pay close attention to the music about now.
Put on my other headphone.
That move look a little familiar, maybe?
Yeah, it looked a little... Oh, hey, it's the piano.
Yep. Also, you...
Oh! Oh! Why? Alright, now I'm dead.
Yep.
This is gonna be the same sort of shit, isn't it? Yep.
There you go.
Where he's just so fucking aggressive.
Yep.
Alright, so he is literally just Gwyn at the end.
He's just Gwyn again.
Alright.
I love it. I fucking love it.
I mean, yeah. I guess.
Especially since, like, I liked Gwyn's story so much in Dark Souls 1 that for them to just admit it and just be like, yeah, okay, it's fucking Gwyn. Just
take it.
Just do it.
Have it.
Just do it again.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good fight. It's not. I hate it. So, yeah. The first, yeah. I don't really know.
Go ahead, first blush. Say what you gotta say, man.
I don't really know what to say.
The thing that I'll say about this fight, like the critique that I have of it, is that really it's not that hard. Like, for the final boss of Dark Souls, it should have been closer to what Gale was.
Sure. Want to watch me die to it, though? Like a real early?
I kind of do a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Like, really, he doesn't have a ton of life. I mean, I guess he's got 2 modes, but his moveset, again, is pretty predictable. Except for his Dex mode, which is the only thing that's, like, really dangerous, he's not that tough. I really like that he's using the coiled sword as well. I don't know if you noticed that.
Oh, yeah.
He's using the coiled bonfire sword, which I
ripped
really
it out of the fucking ground. That's pretty cool. Okay.
Yeah, this boss felt a lot more like a spectacle in my mind.
Oh, alright. He's straight into there.
He doesn't always go in the same order.
I kind of figured it was a scripted sequence, but
nope.
Alright.
It's not... Oh, okay then.
What do you do? Okay.
What do, though?
I don't really like this.
Okay. tell me what you paint me a word picture. What's going on?
Just the bland, like, character animations.
Yeah.
Like, the first phase, like, I really don't like it. Like, it feels like I'm fighting a trash mob with a lot of health that switches weapons.
Yeah, and that is, I think, kind of what I was saying when it does feel overwhelming, underwhelming. Especially that first phase.
Well, it's also just really frustrating because I have most of my trouble with trash mobs. Like, bosses with, like, their, you know, when you actually spend the time, putting the time, Jesse Eisenberg, like, you can sit there and, like, find out their reads and, you know, like, watch these big fucking, like, flowery animations, but, like, this dude, he's just a trash mob.
Yeah.
Like, it bugs me, and, like, because trash mobs, like, they're designed to kind of, like, be able to plink you sometimes if you know, you're not using the right type of weapon, so, like, you're gonna probably get hit a little bit, and it's just, it's frustrating to fight. It's not fun. To me.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. Like, I think that this boss, in terms of just, like, actual gameplay mechanics, just didn't hit the mark. I think that I appreciate what they tried, and I really do like... Oh, poison mist. He's a pyromancer, man.
Right.
I really do like that, it is like, you know, almost the players that you're facing here at the end, because that is kind of sort of the story of Dark Souls. But I also get what you're saying. Because of that, he feels bland and just sort of like a regular mob.
Well, he feels like, I don't know. It's just not, it's not as exciting. He doesn't feel like a boss to me. At least, and I'm sure the Gwyn will be, you know, hard, but if it's just Gwyn again, like, I didn't like fighting Gwyn. Like, it really just wasn't, like, it was really hard for me. The only reason that I actually beat Gwyn to begin with was because I had the reach on him. Like, he was too aggressive. And yeah, I'm sure there'll be plenty of people who are like, have you tried burying? But also what I say to that is drown in a barrel of cotton.
Yeah, I kind of hate that as an excuse, too, when people are like, oh, but it's easy because you fucking parry him. It's like, yeah, sure, whatever. You're cool, you can parry.
Yeah. And I mean, I know that this, like, the reason that I don't like this guy because he's trash is because I fall into the same sort of, like, traps as I do on trash mobs. I see his fucking stupid thing, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I can just, you know... I can attack here, it'll be fine, because he's just a trash mob, lol. But then they're not, and it makes me want to die. Ooh. Yeah.
And that was... Yeah, I feel that way very strongly about the first phase. I'll agree with you, very much so. Second phase, I think, is closer to a boss. Like you said, it's Gwyn, though, you know, like...
Well, he's definitely got a lot of different moves, and he's not nearly as aggressive. Like, he's actually got abilities that, like, I can read and such, but, like...
to me...
I don't know, he still feels very underwhelming.
To me, this is, I think, what Gwyn was supposed to be.
Alright. That was very mad.
Like, I don't know if I want to say Gwyn in his prime, but, like, this, I think, is a closer approximation of, like, the actual Gwyn.
I had more trouble with fucking dead Gwyn than I do with this Gwyn.
Well, you haven't beat him yet. Let's
Sure.
Let's reserve judgment until after the fact.
Oh, well.
Still got that same grab move as Gwyn, too. Does the same thing, by the way.
It just kills you?
Well,
it explodes your insides?
He just makes you go boom. Really?
Can you stop?
Really? Is that going to be... That's your game plan here, Mr. Soul?
I mean, it's apparently a pretty good fucking plan, so...
Yeah, I did like this fight more than Gwyn. I had the same sort of problem with Gwyn, where it was like, I really hadn't figured out how to play Dark Souls to be... To be quite honest.
Crap. Oh, no.
No, it's just impressive. I guess it powered him up, too, apparently. Or maybe he's always been that level of on fire.
I'm not sure.
Oh, that's his wombo.
This goes...
now you're probably dead.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, there it is.
Didn't do anything to get out of that.
Nope, gotcha.
Yeah, he's not as unforgiving as Gwyn, and, like, I still, like, struggled to find a place to heal on Gwyn, like the first Gwyn.
That's true. I think that the first time we beat Gwyn, and it's been, what, a year?
Oh, it's been a long time.
The first time we beat Gwyn, it was just because you got behind a pillar, I thought.
That was the only way to heal. Like, he was too aggressive. Like, I spent a lot of time trying to find some time to heal, and you would either end up trading with him or,
Which wasn't something you could do.
Yeah, it's not something you could do with Gwyn, or, just
too
die.
Strong. I'm gonna be honest with you, I almost had you come fight this guy before you went to, Gale, because this guy is more impressive without having fought Gale.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're coming down from a pretty big high.
Yes, I can respect that.
I think that Gale's probably one of the best fights that
Jesus Christ.
they've made in this game.
I hate trash mobs. I can agree with that. I really enjoyed Gale, but I also really enjoyed Artorias. I enjoyed Artorias far more than I enjoyed Manus. And a lot of people feel the exact opposite way.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you got really unlucky on Manus a lot of times.
Well, also, the Dex build really wasn't helping me.
Yeah, strength builds were really the way to go in 1.
I guess to be fair, I haven't played a Dex build, but I think strength builds are just the way to go. Like, they're Dex builds, because I was using what was effectively a two-hander, but with a Dex build. And so I didn't get the damage bonus that you would expect off of having a big fucking two-hander, and I didn't get the speed that you would expect off of the Dex build, right?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Oh, good.
Oh, good for you. Did he summon more of those, or did they just show up?
He summoned more than I think. There's fucking... Give me a minute.
You actually can get that move if you're a caster, but...
Oh, yeah.
Alright, use spear mode. I actually think that I dislike spear mode more than disliking Dex. He's got a lot of spin.
He does. But he's just gonna keep doing that, I guess.
Okay. Alright! Guess you get to die then.
Yep.
Cool, that's what we wanted. That was fair.
Mm-hmm.
Fair and balanced. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not enjoying this guy. I'm enjoying this guy less than the fucking dragon. I wouldn't necessarily say he's harder, I would just say that I'm not good.
Well, very different fight from the dragon too, right?
Yeah.
You did come in, like I said, like, you're coming down from a pretty big high in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Both of those fights were...
But I also just feel like I said, since all of his... He's just a amalgamation of trash mobs. I feel like the trash mobs weren't designed to be, like, a boss.
Well, I mean...
Like, the openings there that are expected for, all the trash mobs, it's like, oh, okay, well... You can do this much damage and you can have this much opening, and, if you're using a big weapon, you're just sort of expected to take it on the chin every now and then, but, like, that's not true. That's not the feel that you get from every other boss in the game.
I think that you're overreacting to how much this guy is like a trash mob, though. I don't think he is as much as
basically is.
I mean, he's...
Like, those moves, like, I'm pretty reasonably sure we could find a knight somewhere else in this game that has his exact moveset with that sword. Maybe not that one, but, like, that's pretty similar to the ring knights for sure.
I'm not so sure about that. I mean, yeah, he's got, his moves aren't as flowery as normal boss moves, I'll give you that, absolutely. But I don't... To just say that he behaves exactly the same as a trash mob, I don't think is really fair. I think that move is a lot smaller than it actually looks.
Yeah, which is pretty different from
normal
Dark Souls.
Yeah. And you could probably just finish... No, not yet. I think mainly what you're talking about, though, is because he's got 4 phases, like, none of them are particularly impressive. And I think that that's the main thing. It's not that he feels like a trash mob. Back off before he explodes. It's just that he isn't impressive.
Well, it's... I'm pretty sure, and I could be wrong, in terms of just straight-up design, that he has the same movesets in Phase 1 as mobs. Like, they just took the animations and they plopped them on his skeleton, and they were like, well, it is what it is. Alright.
Uh-oh.
It won't kill me, but...
Get grabbed.
Yeah.
It's a lot of bouncing.
And I mean, like, the concept, I get what they're trying to do. Like you said, the concept is sound, and it's kind of cool, but, like, I don't feel like this is, at least for the first phase, the boss that was designed. He was a concept, and then they kind of reined it in, and that's just sad.
I think you mean phoned it in.
Whatever
but
I said, yeah.
No, I 100% agree with you that in particular, like his moveset in Phase... Oh, that's a wombo.
Alright. Turn forever. Alright.
Yeah, you gotta back up to dodge it. I think that they, like you said, they had a plan. They kind of knew what they wanted to do. They executed it, but they just kind of missed the mark.
Yeah.
That's my opinion on it. Is I don't think that it's bad or like that. Even necessarily it was failed. It's just that they didn't do it quite well enough.
I can agree with that.
I know you're focused on trying to finish off this phase too.
Yeah.
I also would have liked to see this phase with a little bit more HP. I know that you probably don't feel that way since you're like taking a while to chunk him down, but especially after facing off against Gale, it's just like, oh, there it is.
I don't have the stamina to deal with it. I just gotta take it on the fucking chin.
Yeah, you definitely can't block it. Oh, she's just gonna back. Oh, it's lightning time. Is it lightning time? I think it's lightning time. The wombo is also like really cool the first time that you get hit by it. Like, I don't know about you. The first time that I got hit by his wombo, I was like, okay. I mean, this sucks, but that's a cool move. I'm kind of not that sad that I got hit by it. I did kind of want to see it.
I mean, kinda. It's the same sort of like, hey, guess what? You got hit so hard that you're gonna get juggled for a little bit that every other fucking wombo in the game is.
There it is again. Just stay back. Don't forget about the stab. Boom. What the fuck was I gonna say about it? Yeah, like the second or third time, it's just like, okay, I get it. It hurts a lot, and it's impressive looking. Stop doing it, please.
Can you please not kick me like 3 times in a row?
He does just sort of spam kicks on you, huh? I think that's going into the air.
That is. Okay.
Okay, I don't know why that grab didn't work, but sure. Thanks for the... Whoop!
I think I came out of that positive, technically.
That was a slam one. Woo! Back off. Yeah, you can't exactly, but you can almost trade with this guy, right?
Well, at this point, I feel like maybe he was just like smaller. Yeah, if you take that on the shield, you don't really have a choice. You take it on the fucking shield.
Yeah, no, he's gonna break your shield. Unless you're like using a hovel shield, I think it's gonna break through.
Well, like I don't think you can even run out of it or dodge out of it. I think it's just like, congrats, this is where you are now. What was I saying? Yeah, I feel like I'm a little bit maybe over leveled for this right at this exact moment because I did all the DLCs and everything. Maybe he just doesn't have a lot of life. Like, I guess that's easily possible.
Yeah, I think you're only hitting him for like 300, to be honest.
I thought it was more.
Well, let's see. 320. 10 kick time.
What the fuck is the matter with you?
Would you like these kicks? Uh-oh.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't even see that coming either, actually. I got one Estus left. He's got a sliver. Just don't fuck it in the home stretch here.
No promises.
It has been known to happen.
Oh, yeah. It is known.
Got it. All right, and that is Dark Souls 3, basically.
Oh.
You did it. High five? I think it's worth a high five. Boom. Did it. I guess.
Soul Lords.
Lord of Cinder Fallen.
Yeah, that was,
let's check out his soul before we link the fire.
Sure. It's not gonna be equipment.
It is not. It turns out you can't equip this soul.
Oh, no, looks like, yes, there we go. Since Lord Gwyn, the first Lord of Cinder, many exalted lords have linked the first flame, and it is their very souls that have manifested themselves as defender.
I don't know if you've ever seen those like images, the meme images, where it's like
Probably.
Who would win, this super crazy big thing or like
one long boy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's one of that for this boss and you, where it's like who would win? The culmination of of the strongest souls to ever be on the face of this earth, or naked man with hammer.
Yes.
All right, let's do it. Let's link this fire.
Can I just leave and not?
You can, but that doesn't trigger like the shadow ending. It's just you can go do other things in the game if you want.
All right, well, let's link it then.
All right, here we go.
Cinematic time.
We did it. Final link into the fire at your level you're ever going to do, probably.
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's link this bad boy up.
So warm.
So warm and toasty. That helmed in this cutscene.
Yeah, it's a little silly.
So ridiculous.
Here we go. I'm gonna explode.
Nope. Just pass out.
Booty in the air.
Booty in the air like you just don't care.
Here's something. Oh, so I just was passed out there for a while?
Yeah, you just passed out there for a while.
Are we at the end of the world now? I passed out for 10,000 years? Yeah, pretty dusty. The eclipse is a lot less angry.
It is.
It's calmed down a little bit.
Uh-huh. Notice that you're not on fire. That's what normally happens there, right?
That is what normally happens.
Also, I'd like to point out that this is happening.
Oh, it's these people.
Yep, the Landor people. You didn't link the fire. Also, I'd like to point out in the background there's Henri.
Henri?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was dead. Yeah, that helm. It's just really not doing good.
Yeah, so I know that
That's the end.
I know I kind of like pushed you into the direction of that ending.
Yeah, sure.
But I think that one is the most interesting because
I assume the original one is you explode and link the fire and everything's happy.
You link the fire, you set on fire. It's the same as the link the fire ending before. Mm-hmm. There's a little bit more feeling of like things are still a little fucked though. Like the eclipse doesn't go away. Like you do get a feeling like at this point it's not doing much.
I would like to take a minute. To appreciate that. Jun Ito there?
Uh-huh.
Why is his last name in all capital letters?
Because it's an acronym.
Is it?
I have no idea.
I feel like he literally legally changed his name to be Jun Ito! And that makes me happy. But go on.
So yeah, you can link the fire. You can give the eyes to the firekeeper, and then...
And that kills the firekeeper?
No, the firekeeper will stop you from linking the fire and let the dark start, which is, again... we've kind of seen before.
Sure.
This one was new, though. It was like, rather than just letting the fire keep linking over and over, or die out and wait for somebody else to come along and link it eventually, just take it. Just put it in your chest, and it's yours now, and now you've got it.
Oh. So that's what happened.
And the idea that I think was going on, so if in the Ring City, you saw the ring of fire around the dark center, right? Like the fire was sort of sealing, in my mind, the darkness inside of humanity.
Sure, that sounds reasonable.
And what were you doing through this entire game as the Lord Apollos? You were getting these dark sigils that were those same circles, but without
the fire. Yes.
So building up the strength of your internal darkness. So what I like to imagine happened, even though I have nothing to actually back this up, is that you have now sealed the fire inside of a ring of darkness.
Okay.
So now it's inside of you, and it's like, no, we're done with this crap with the fire. Let's try something else for a while.
Right. Okay, that's legit.
I can't prove it, but that's what I think's going on.
I'll take it. That sounds as legit as any other theory.
Right?
And I like it.
Okay, so what's your final thoughts on Dark Souls 3 here? Say whatever you want. This is a safe space.
It was a good game.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. Subscribe. So, yeah, I mean, I liked it. I felt like, obviously, like we talked about, that particular area in the DLC was a little bit shitty.
Mm-hmm.
There were things that they did that, worked well, and things that didn't as much. I feel like, some of the bosses in that DLC were some of the really tightest tuned. Like, I really, really enjoyed fucking, what's-his-face there that we just did?
Gale or Dark
Gale.
Eater? Gale, I like
the dragon. The dragon was a dragon at the end of the day. I mean, the evil fucking one-shot beam was, like, once you figured out how to dodge it, it wasn't a deal, but it was a little rude. You know, again, dragon's dragon. He didn't fly as much as some other dragons, but whatever. But Gale, like, I liked the Gale fight. It felt, like you and I both said, really reminiscent of Artorias, and I really liked Artorias. Was probably my favorite fight out of all of Dark Souls 1, because it felt like it was really well tuned, and like you were actually going toe-to-toe with this dude. There wasn't any, like, bullshit, like, oh, suddenly I'm gonna grab you and make your heart explode in fire, or I'm floaty and I can make 90-degree turns in the middle of the air. It was like just you, like, reading a dude's move and
one
dodging.
badass versus another badass.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It was just, I agree
that,
with you.
To me, that feels a lot more
to me, the
rewarding, though, than like the, you know, oh, well, also magic, lol, now you're dead, haha, combo.
The proof to me that Gale was very well done, and I think that this happened, I'm pretty sure that this happened on your final fight, is you are just about out of Estus as you beat him.
I don't know, we'll have to go back and look.
But I mean, what I'm saying is more in general. Like, I think that is the proof that you've got a fight that's well balanced. Like,
yeah,
the fight lasts long enough, you are using your healing items, but you still manage to beat him, and it, like, feels like, you know, like, I mean, you've accomplished something at the end of it because of that. It doesn't feel like, oh, I just got womboed and I didn't even get to use all these healing items, but it doesn't feel like it's so easy that it's like, look at all these healing items I had at the end of the fight.
Yes. I mean, I feel like I'm a pretty average Dark Souls player. I can't parry for shit. I'm probably maybe on the lower end, I guess, but that's because a lot of people, like, there's a lot of really good players.
Yeah, it's hard to set
There's
yourself
not a lot
up
of, like, yeah.
up against the people that beat it, like, 100 times and, like, no damage runs.
There's not a lot of, like, casual players. Like, there's players like me who are going to play through it and be done, or players who are going to play through it.
Yeah.
Play through it.
You're about as close to a casual Dark Souls player as you're going to get.
Exactly. So, I mean, in terms of that sort of tuning, yeah. But yeah, that was, like, it was just, you had a big fucking arena. I mean, the lightning, I could take or leave. But, you know, they did a really good job of, like, sort of ramping up, like, the difficulty of the fight as you went on, to a point where you didn't really feel, like, immediately overwhelmed with a lot of fights, where they'll go into phase 2 and they'll be like, oh, by the way, this is the hard part. Suck it, loser.
So let me ask you a different question then. Well, first off, in general, bosses. What'd you think? Don't think about just the DLC bosses, too. Think about, like, everything, like, from the beginning to end.
So, one of the things that I had a lot of mixed feelings about was the multiple phases.
Okay.
I liked that it sort of...
now, I'm going to interrupt you here real quick. You've actually gone back and played Dark Souls 1 a little bit during this playthrough, right?
Barely. It was a couple months ago.
But it was just...
I think I got up to Ornstein and Smo, and then I was just like, you know, I don't want to deal with those fucking archers.
I seem to remember what you said at the time, though, was you could really feel the difference in speed between the two games.
Well, I think what really I could feel the difference between is that when I was playing Dark Souls 1, I rolled, I think it was a bandit, and I just didn't change my equipment. I was just like, whatever, this axe is really great.
Yep.
And I got to the point where I was fast rolling.
Oh, okay.
And that was like, I felt like, it was like, boom, 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 you hit the button, you do it, shabam, you're over here. Like, I considered getting enough, like, low enough armor in 3 to fast roll, because it just, like, it felt a lot better. I don't know, in terms of, like, between 1 and 3, I feel like 1 was obviously a little bit slower, but I feel like it was a little bit more, clean cut. Like, yeah. For lack of a better term, like, the edges were much sharper.
So that's what I would say
like
about...
it was a little bit more floaty. Like, sometimes you'd be like, oh, yeah, he can just float on his feet and do a 180-degree turn for no reason.
If I had to have a critique between Dark Souls 3 and Dark Souls 1, I typically like Dark Souls 3 more. Let's do it.
Sure.
We'll do it. We'll play we're going to record a whole other playthrough, everybody.
Yeah.
We're not going to do that. But Dark Souls 3, because of its faster in my mind, and because of that, things ended up more floaty.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that did just have to do with, you know, like, the just the mechanics of the game. Like, they tried to do more. They had a lot more going on. Like, just the game itself was more intense.
Yes.
So you didn't have as much of the, like, pinpoint optimizations of the code. So it wasn't as, like I said, the edges weren't as sharp. It was still good looking, but it was just a little bit more curvy.
What was interesting to me, too, and this will be our last thing, then we're going to end the episode. But what was interesting to me is that I feel like the bosses were typically easier in 3. And I think that that's just because of, again, speed. Like, you can get an extra hit in here and there a lot easier than you can in 1, in my opinion.
I don't feel like the swing arcs were any different, especially for, like, a greatsword. I mean, this, like, fast attack was pretty much all I used, but it's maybe a little bit quicker than the fast attack on the Ultra Greatsword in 1.
Well, that's just my opinion. I think we should probably end the episode here, though. We've gone way over, and at this point, we're just staring at a unmoving character. So
beautiful latest wood. Let's praise it one more time, just to.
Thanks everybody for joining us on this very, very long journey through the entirety of Dark Souls.
2 years, 30-minute long episodes.
I don't even know what we're gonna do next. We haven't really talked about it too much.
We'll probably jump into some sort of hype games for a little bit. I doubt we'll have another, like, really obnoxiously long series for a bit.
Probably not several sequels, one after another.
Yeah, we'll find something that'll be, like, a good solid 30, 40 episodes, but I don't think we need 300-plus episodes.
This is probably more than we need to say for the people on the channel, though, so...
Yeah, I mean, by the time they watch this, there's probably other shit coming out.
So, yeah, we'll see everybody in the next series.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
See ya. Do I have a wave?
You probably do. I doubt you have it. Oh, yeah, there it is. Bye.
Bye.